Good afternoon. I'm Chris Seeley here at Chicago's McCormick Place, coming to you live from GBTA's convention. Joining me today is Suzanne Neufang from HRS. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Happy to be here.
Great. The recent research from GBTA and HRS explores differences in the priorities between travel managers and business travelers. What points of differentiation stood out or jumped out to you?
Yeah, I brought some stats with me
Sure.
on some of those differences today. So on hotel selection in their online booking tool, the number that's jumped out at us was that 84% of travelers want proximity to dining and entertainment options listed very clearly there, and only 67% of buyers listed that as important. So there's a big gap between that. I think we also saw that travelers named price as a top priority, but buyers trumped it on top of that, being 94% being important for them. When it comes to online adoption, which is a key piece about stopping leakage and some of the reasons why we did this research, 74% of travelers cite online booking tool related customer support as being important, and only 50% of buyers listed it. And I think what's really intriguing is that the white paper also highlights that millennials wanted even more, that there were over 80% of millennials think that customer support related to the online booking tool is really important. They also value personalization more than the buyer does, which might not be a surprise, but they're looking at past trips and the kind of past behavior that they've done and wanting the online booking tool experience to also recognize that and personalize that more. So I think what we hear then from this, what we get from this research, is that buyers need to be very much in tune with what their travelers want and be able to look at all of their tools, not just their sourcing process, but also all of their tools to be able to give that personalized and traveler-centric experience to their travelers when they're shopping, as well as when they're on site.
Okay, great. That was great. More travelers are open to newer hotel payment scenarios if it makes their lives easier on the expense reporting front. The survey points to the figure that a stunning 88% of travelers feel this way. How should travel managers and hotels react to this traveler trend?
Yeah, I think what was surprising to me about the research is that 88% was a global traveler number. It was also very consistent even in North America, where we're the land of walking plastic, and now 88% of travelers surveyed said, if this hotel offered central billing, that made my expense management process so much easier, I would stay in that hotel versus another one. And what that should tell to buyers and hotels is that we have to get our act together in terms of offering up these centralized process-oriented improvements. That tech is also process improvement, not just tool improvement. And that along the way, saving an hour or two a month on expense reports is very meaningful to travelers. And it can also ease up on fraud, ease up on mistakes that are made when you're typing all of this in yourself, and travelers recognize that.
Wow, absolutely. One thing also about the study is that when asked about priorities for improving hotel programs, travelers and buyers agreed on the need for better hotel negotiation results and online booking functionality, but differ on the importance of items like flexibility and process efficiency. What is HRS's position on that?
Yeah, so travelers were asking for more flexibility. For example, being able to have early check-in or late check-out, especially on international trips. Buyers didn't recognize that necessarily. Buyers also see that in the whole process efficiency of getting rates into the system and making them bookable, that there's a lot of inefficiencies there as well. But from HRS's perspective, we think that you can have your cake and eat it too. That there's very much the perspective that if you have this end-to-end platform and have both from procure to pay in the consideration set, with the traveler in mind and at the center of everything, that you can actually achieve all of those objectives.
Wow, great, thank you. And with that, thank you again, Suzanne, for joining me here at the studio today. And I'm Chris Seeley from GBTA Broadcast Studio. Thank you for tuning in.